What's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back again with a video, and today we're going to go over all of the news of the week regarding first party and third party news revolving around PlayStation with this week's episode of Save Slot. Now, while we did get a ton of PS5 news, I have a dedicated video about that I posted earlier on in the week. Be sure to go check out that video if you're looking for all of our thoughts and opinions and, overall impressions on the PlayStation 5 spec sheet that we got from the interview with Wired.com with Mark Sterney. But beside that point, there's a big talk about the games of PS5. What games are coming up in the big first-party slate of PlayStation that may potentially be coming to PS5? And one of those games, of course, is The Last of Us Part 2. And so we got pretty much a lot of news about Last of Us Part 2. It seems like this week was definitely the wrapping up of Mocap, that they were doing the, those stages of development with Last of Us Part 2. And we got some interesting things here to talk about. So the first one here that we got early in the week was that we have Logic, which Logic is a rapper. I listen to a few of his albums. I like him a lot, not a lot, but I think he's a good actor. I mean, good rapper. Jeez, what am I talking about? Good rapper. He's pretty cool, but it looks like he was in the mocap suit for Last of Us Part 2, and this was tweeted by Neil Druckmann. All these are tweeted by Neil Druckmann, and he said, quote, "Had a little too much fun brutalizing these two fine gentlemen." So not sure if they are cameos, not sure if they are going to be, different clickers in the game, or maybe they are doing some motion for the clickers by saying too much fun brutalizing them, or I think maybe he was just saying that brutalizing them in mocap suits. I'm not sure what was going on here, but it looks like for some, type of thing, Logic is definitely going to be Last of Us Part 2, and I don't know who the gentleman on the right is. I'm pretty sure he's someone of substance. It says that over here he is his name is Travis Willingham. He's apparently just a voice actor, I guess is what the article says here. But really cool to see those things here. But that is not the only Last of Us Part 2 news we got this week. We also got this one here, okay? So Neil Druckmann again tweeted this. It looks like it is a sheet of a script, right? And it says cut to black, the end. And so it looks like Neil Druckmann has shot the last scene in Last of Us Part 2. And he says, quote, "Just shot this scene, so sad face." And so I think, obviously it's the last scene here, but I think maybe we got a little bit more insight into the other last scene of what this actually is. And so he again tweets this out, I believe it was this morning as of this recording, and he says here in this tweet, "And that's a wrap on Ellie, Joel, and the most ambitious cinematic shot we've ever done. Tears were shed, Last of Us Part 2. And so I'm not sure if this is the end and maybe a part of it or what, but it looks like there's going to be a very, very emotional shot of Ellie and Joel. And again, just keep that in mind, we have not seen Joel yet in Last of Us Part 2. We did get the debut, but there's reports coming out that actually isn't in the game, and that's just something that was made to just kind of get the tone going for Last of Us Part 2. Not sure what's going on there, but I am so excited. I cannot wait for Last of Us Part 2. And there's a whole discussion to be had also as where this game is at currently with development, if you're still doing mocap here in April, but we will see how that all turns out. But I absolutely cannot wait for The Last of Us Part 2, and it's really cool to know that it looks like mocap is pretty much wrapped up and pretty much done with Last of Us Part 2. Next up here, around this time last year, of course, we got PlayStation 4, one of its best exclusives, if not the best exclusive. I think I titled it in my review as the best game on PS4, and I still stand by that. I will still stand by that. No cap, no regret there. But God of War was released last year around this time, and there was a whole thank you kind of campaign going on with the developers, of course, Santa Monica and Sony and PlayStation as well, where they were thinking and just giving a lot of free stuff about celebrating the 1-year anniversary of God of War. And so one of the things we got free avatars involved. We have a free theme, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but we also got a free anniversary video that we not free, but they released a thank you video here that is here on screen. You can see that. Just tell us really cool things about the development and how much it meant for the developers to have a really good reception on the game overall, because they worked tons of hours on it. So really cool to see that it's kind of a celebratory nature of God of War, because it was very important for 2018. Very, very important game overall. But what's interesting here, there's a deeper story to this, right? So like I said before, we got a God of War PS4 theme here, and it's just regular theme. You would think it was just a regular theme. It's, you know, Kratos and Atreus. They're on the boat in the Lake of Nine doing their thing, you know. And there's something that a fan, I believe on Reddit, found, but it is carved on the boat. There's a zoomed in picture that I think I have on screen somewhere over here. But it says, you know, when you translate it, because it's in Nordic runes when you see it, but when you translate it into English, it says Ragnarok is coming. And so I think this is a clear message from Sony Santa Monica that yes, indeed, Ragnarok is coming. I think the next game is going to be called God of War Ragnarok. Honestly, I think that's what it's going to be called. I don't know, guys, but it looks like definitely Ragnarok is coming. And of course, if you know the very end little cutscene that you get when you go back to the home of Atreus and Kratos in the end of God of War, you very much well know that Ragnarok is indeed coming. I won't spoil that for you guys. If you are still playing God of War, I won't say anything here, but definitely do that when you beat the game, because when you beat the game and you don't go back to the home, you really didn't get the full game. And a game that you all know I am very much hyped for, Borderlands 3. Over here, massive Borderlands fan. I love Borderlands 1, the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, all that good stuff. However, we now have official word from Gearbox that we will be getting a gameplay reveal here pretty soon. And so they say here, quote, following a 30-minute pre-show, the first Borderlands 3 gameplay will be streamed here at Borderlands.com and on the Borderlands Twitch channel starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. BST, whatever that is. What is BST? Whatever. On May 1st, 1 a.m. GMT and 3 a.m. on AEST, whatever, on May 2nd. And so looks like there's a bunch of times. Again, I have that whole thing on screen somewhere so you can read that and convert that to any time zone that you're in the world. But we will be getting Borderlands 3 gameplay. I'm very hyped for it. I can't wait for it. I know we've only had trailers and everything, and just like the way the trailers look and the way they're cut, obviously, you know, aesthetically, it's gonna look like Borderlands. It's a Borderlands game, right? But I want to see what it looks like in gameplay and what different improvements they've made to the UI, perhaps, and just overall, I just want to see gameplay. I can't wait for it because the trailers do make Borderlands 3 just look like another Borderlands game. I want to see what sets it apart from Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. So I cannot wait to see what we have in store on May 1st, and I assume we will be talking about this either on Save Slot or on Cross Circle or dedicated impressions video that I will make. You know, we will see how that all, you know, goes down. Maybe I'll stream my reaction with you guys. We can probably do that. I don't know. We will see all that, and I will have details for you in the future. Look out for our Twitter link in the description following the Borderlands 3 gameplay. The Division 2, that is the latest game I beat. I loved it. I adored it. I think the gameplay is solid. It very much a, you know, massive improvement from the first Division, I feel. Not that it was bad for the first time, but Division 2 was just a great game overall, and a lot of the buzz that came from the inception of this game when they got first revealed was the big announcement that they'd be having 8-player raids in the game. So that was a big feature that a lot of people were like looking for and really to this day are still anticipating. And even though we don't have them yet, you know, and it wasn't at launch, they did promise that it will be coming in a future update, and that update was supposed to be in April. However, they have now pushed it to May 2019. They say, quote, the final release date of the title update 3 will be based on results from further testing and balancing of the game. Operation Dark Hours will be your biggest challenge to date, and we want to make sure that we've properly tested the large amount of balance changes that are coming to both PvE and PvP, and listen to your feedback about changes before introducing the raid, it writes. And so that is what they've said. So they've said that, you know, because they want to do a little more testing, make sure that everything is all good, make sure everything is a-okay, you know, they will not be releasing the update as they first said in April. They will be pushing it to May 2019 next month. And so I think this is very interesting to me, just, you know, as a whole, because it seems like Division 2 has had very little problems. I feel like overall Division 2 has been received very well. People that are playing it, they've been enjoying it, and just overall looking at the game, it doesn't seem like there's really any issues, like connectivity issues, any unbalanced issues. I know there are still some, like I know they have been patches that fix some things and stuff like that, but I'm talking overall for the grand scheme of things, it looks like Division 2 has been very solid. So I think that, you know, them having this kind of mantra of, hey, let's get it right, let's test it, let's balance it, let's make sure it's a-okay before we, you know, launch it and release it, and just telling that they are willing to sacrifice a date that they said before and push it to, you know, further legitimize and definitely just harp in that, you know, quality that they want to bring to this update. It really says a lot about where they're going with Division 2. So definitely like the route they're going with this game. I think that is a very cool thing to see, and I hope that lots of studios kind of take up to this and do this in the future. Like I said before, we did a full rollout of all of the PS5 news that we did this week with the whole interview, and that will be linked in the description. You can check out that video, and obviously go on the channel and check out that video as well. Very, very long video. I think it was like 15 minutes long. Pretty substantial video to say myself. Pretty good. But here is some more things that have to do with the PS5 that was released not on this Wired.com interview, but on Twitter. So that's why these are separate from the stuff we talked about in the Wired.com interview. They were separate things, and just tweets that were mentioned after the fact. And so we had a Wired employee that was asked about the PS5 price, and he released a little snippet of what Mark Cerny said during that interview that was not released in the Wired.com interview about the PS5 price. And so I don't know why this didn't make the cut, but he released this little snippet that Mark Cerny said at the interview, and here it is right now. So Mark Cerny, allegedly said, quote, "I believe that we will be able to release an MSRP that will be appealing to gamers in light of its advanced feature set. That's about all I can say about it." And so that was after he asked if he could further elaborate on that appealing to gamers price point, and he said that that's all he could say about it, obviously, because the PS5 is still in development. It is still probably moving in the price and everything, and prices can definitely change. And there's great stories about E3 2013 when there were shifting prices of the consoles, like not of that day, but very, very close to E3. So pretty cool to see that we can see how unconcrete the prices of a given console during development. And so that's what it is. So I just want to know mainly, what do you guys think is appealing to gamers? Because I think for me personally, if I was a betting man, I would put the PS5 at $400, okay? And if there's multiple SKUs, I think $400 and $500. But I really think that the base PS5 will be $400, excuse me. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think is most appealing to gamers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And speaking back from God of War, one of the creators of the original series, the mainline series, separate from God of War 2018, was of course David Jaffe. He is well renowned. He worked on Twisted Metal as well as Drawn to Death, that was released a few years back, and he has kind of stepped back for a little bit, but now he's kind of back in the front, back in the forefront, and he's announced that he's making a game. So he says, quote, "The new game I'm designing is a single player, story based, and designed and budgeted to be played and completed in 3 to 4 hours. Is that the future, or is that DOA? Don't know, but as a player, man, that's what I am dying for these days." And so I definitely like what he's saying here. I like the prospect of having the game not be super long, and I feel like we have a lot of games here that are asking for a lot of our time that we just don't have. And so I really do think it's cool that he's kind of like, hey, listen, I'm gonna take a stand. I'm gonna make a game that is 3 to 4 hours long, story based, single player, this and the third, and this is what it's gonna be. And so I definitely do. I definitely cannot wait for this game, whatever it is. I hope it's going to be good. We will see when it comes out. And lastly here, this one's kind of a last minute story. This broke this morning. We have Sony hiring developers for Insomniac Games on a new IP. And so specifically they're looking for audio designers for Insomniac, and this could be a lot of different things. Like, this could be obviously the Marvel Spider-Man 2 sequel. This could be the rumored Colin Moriarty second part of the game that he's been talking about. Maybe it could be the second Ratchet & Clank. That's what it's presumed to be, but who knows where we're looking at here. I think it's more likely it might be a Marvel Spider-Man. I don't know, but like, that's what I kind of get from this. But let me know what you guys think comments below. What do you guys think this could be for? What project could Insomniac be working on that they would need a new audio designer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And that has been this week's Save Slot, ladies and gentlemen. If you all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on your video, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Down below, you can find our links below. You can find our Discord, our Twitch, our Twitter, all the good stuff down below. Make sure to check out those links down below in the description. Thank you for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.